Alright, hello folks, back for more Mono Red. Done already a few videos on this, so I won't go too far into the deck. Only change made recently is added the 24th land over the 4th Lightning Strike. Seemed like the deck was maybe a little mana light, especially in post-board games, even when you were bringing in the formerly 24th land. When you're bringing in 3 Glorybringers and some 4-drops and boarding out your cheap stuff, seemed like you needed the extra land, so I put another one in main deck. But let's go ahead and get right into a league. Alright, and we have our first match. Up against EM Lopes. EM Lopez. Let's call it that. And we would like to play first. Alright, perfectly fine hand here. Most hands with 1-drops are keepable. You know, some of the 1-landers are pretty questionable, especially on the play, but this one's got 2 lands. It's going to be pretty weak against a deck like Blue-White Control, since our burn is not going to be very good. So if we knew we were playing specifically against like a creatureless deck, then you'd probably have to mulligan this hand. But we don't know that, and against basically any creature deck, the burn is good, even like mono green, because they can play some big stuff, and of course, here's an island. Okay, but it does have creatures in it. I think we just want to get in here. I think he can mill himself. Hopefully, I won't regret this. But it uses my mana a lot more efficiently. And also gets a creature on the board. So the blue-white versions are generally playing like refurbished, so it's actually more important to kill their little guys so they don't mill a God Pharaoh's Gift, which should be obnoxious. So let's see what he hits. I did not hit a God Pharaoh's Gift. Go ahead and get in for 4 to put him down to 13. So if he plays a Champion of Wits here, we actually get him pretty well, because since Soulscar Mage puts counters on a creature, then we can shock and response, and it'll actually be a what do you call it? Have 0 power, and so he draw no cards and discard 2. Didn't happen, but that's okay. We'll get him back. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it makes sense to exile that guy. So most likely we'll be killing that guy this coming turn, unless we draw something significantly better, which we don't. And I think I'll just use a Lightning Strike here. You do want to keep the Abrades for their God's Pharaoh gifts. I mean, we do have 2 Abrades, so you could argue that we don't need to do that, and he also has no God Pharaoh's Gifts in his graveyard. But most likely these are going to hit creatures anyway, and so I'd rather have the upside of that. So here we get to get him pretty well here, because like I said, he's going to have to just discard 2 cards. Because even though the guy dies, the game will see him as having 0 power at the end of it, unless he's got something like a Spell Pierce here. So he'll die as a 0/-1. And then he'll have to just discard 2 cards. Which still could be beneficial for him, because he could just have a God Pharaoh's Gift in hand. Pretty sure that's how it works. That's how it should work, if you ask me. So yeah, sure enough, he's drawing he drew no cards. Oh, I see. It's a May, though. Okay, never mind. Never actually played with Champion of Wood, so I didn't realize that was a May. So he just gets nothing out of it, which is okay. Well, nothing to do here except for attack for 3. Kind of in a situation we wish we could just do 4 to the face with a Lightning Strike. But it's hard for them to win if you keep up the Abrades. But that could come to bite us. Because he'd basically be at 4 now, and so he'd be very close to dead next turn. Let's see if he's got Angel Invention here. Alright, Champion of Wits. So again, we're just going to do the same thing. If we draw a land, now that we've got a Braid out of our hand, we now get the ability to draw a land and attack with Hazoret next turn, which will be lethal if he doesn't have something to say about it. He's playing Settle the Wreckage. Obviously, we're not going to have to worry about it this turn. But that's good. Good to know for the future. Alright, so our last Abrade we have to be a little careful about. Alright, well, at least it's something we can play and leave a Braid up. Like I said, I really don't need to leave a Braid up because unless he had a combination of cards, which is possible, of like strategic planning plus the refurbish, then that would be an issue. But okay, well, there's Chart a Course. So he could do, like, sorry, this is another one. Chart a Course, you could discard a God Pharaoh's Gift. Doesn't. Minister of Inquiries. He's got 2 cards in hand. Refurbish or God Pharaoh's Gift would both make sense to be cards in his hand. Don't think I actually want to... I'm trying to think what he could possibly have. Like a Seal Away or something would be kind of annoying, though I sort of think we would know about it by now. Obviously, he's seen 3 new cards. Alright, I think I'll just play a Hazoret here. He's gonna have to block. And he goes to 1. So if we had braided at end of turn, probably would have killed him. So, maybe an error. I guess he just gets to play God Pharaoh's Gift here, but I don't even think it's that good. He still dies. Like, he gets back, what, a Fairgrounds Warden? Exiles Hazoret, and then he's dead? I don't think Champion of Wits is really going to do it either. Unless he's got something I don't know about. Alright, so he's given up. Alright, so we got the first game against them. So we got a few sideboard cards against them. This is a matchup... I almost always bring in the quote-unquote Go Big package, which is like Glorybringers and Chandras. And then the rest of the cards are kind of situational. This is actually one matchup where I don't bring in the Go Big cards. I don't know that 100% that that's right, but... I don't think... I just don't think it makes sense against them. Since they're pretty fast, you basically just want to apply some pressure, and... You want to apply some pressure and make sure you've got a Braid up, basically. It's pretty much the game plan. So, because they don't really have a way to punish your X1s. It's not like they're playing Chain Whirlers or anything. And I think their strategy's more or less the same games 2 and 3 as it is game 1. And I think our game 1 strategy is pretty effective against them. Now, the only question is, what exactly do we want to cut? Like, cutting 1 Chandra actually might be reasonable here. You know, we have access to 3 Chandras. Is 1 Chandra the right number? I'm not sure that it is. I mean, I think our 4-drop of choice is going to be the Hazoret. I think we'll take out a Mountain since we're bringing in the Scavenger Grounds. And you could even take out another land since we're playing 24 main deck, and we aren't bringing in expensive stuff. And I think I'll actually take out the Chandra and just go low to the ground here. I'm not sure we need all of this burn, but yeah, I just don't think Chandra is super effective against him. By the time you're getting it down, it's a lot of times you have to be keeping up a Braid by that point. So let's go with this. Being on the draw, you can, you know, in general, it's a lot of times it's good to be able to cut a land. I think I'll keep this hand. It's not a very fast hand, but it does have a Braid and some creatures. But yeah, it's really not a great hand. But a Braid is pretty effective against them. I could see this potentially being a mulligan. If I didn't have the Abrade in my hand, I definitely would have mulliganed. And I guess it will be a little bit awkward because by the time we actually cast our 3-drops, that's when we're going to want to have a Abrade up. So, maybe I don't like this hand so much after giving it some thought. It's definitely not working out so hot. Yeah, we're going to be in a pretty awkward spot. We're kind of going to have to choose between just risking him being able to refurbish or actually playing a threat. So I think realistically in this matchup, upon further consideration, you really kind of want to have some threats 1 and 2 and then be able to leave up your Abrade. So the question I have is, are we more likely to win by just jamming it here and hoping he doesn't mill himself into refurbish? Which, you know, he's got 6 to hit a refurbish, so he's not likely to do it. I think I will risk it. Because I just don't think if we sit here forever just trying to Abrade is one thing, it's going to give him time to draw into another one or something. So, yeah, I definitely, you know, I don't have a ton of experience with this matchup, but I definitely don't like having kept this hand. I think it probably should have been a mulligan, though it's just hard to mulligan a hand without the... So he's going to have one more chance to mill a... Sorry, I miscounted. So he has 9. He gets to mill 9 cards, which gets him pretty close to 50-50 to mill a 4 of in his deck. I don't know if they play... I'm not sure if they actually play 4. So no refurbish here. Okay. So now he doesn't have the ability to mill himself, so I can kind of just start playing dudes. I actually don't mind drawing the land there all that much. Because then I'll be able to play a 3-drop plus leave up a Abrade. So I'll just play Crasher and attack here. Possibility I draw a Soulscar Mage, in which case it'd be a little bit better to save my Chain Whirler for then. I don't know that he's going to have a lot of X1s. He might play Angel of Invention next turn, in which case if he makes the tokens... Well, no, the tokens are 2/2, so never mind. I can also next turn maybe go Chain Whirler plus Abrade that and get back my other Chain Whirler. So yeah, if he plays Angel of Invention... Oh, no, sorry. Angel of Invention's a 2/1 without the... Godfrey's Gift. So that is the reason to do it, because Chain Whirler does clean up just basically 1-for-1 with the Angel Invention. So he's just going to jam here. And he doesn't have Settle the Wreckage up, which is nice. Alright, so now we have to figure out exactly what we want to do. We could just, like, clear off his board. I think I'm just going to play another Crasher here and leave up my spells. We're definitely winning this race, and tempting as it is to play Chain Whirler and then kill this guy and then have him have an empty board. He's got, like, a functionally empty board right now. Because we're winning this race as it currently stands. He doesn't have a second white mana for a variety of spells that he could have. See if he's got like a Blink of an Eye. Okay. That is okay. So that's not going to be hitting our hazard. We're going to want to use our Lightning Strike or a Abrade at some point. It's not going to be the Abrade. We're still saving the Abrade for him getting a Godfrey's Gift in his yard. Alright, so he drew a Champion of Wits. So that's another good reason to have waited on this. So we'll, into turn, we'll Lightning Strike the Fairgrounds Warden. Or most likely, we'll do it after he commits attacks, because it saves us a little bit of damage. We'll get an ambush and eat one of these Ministers. Alright, so he's got a Godfrey's Gift in his graveyard, so we've got to be on the lookout for that, but I think that is no problem. So let's go ahead and lightning strike this guy now. It does put the Champion of Wits in his graveyard, which, you know, can be an issue when he wants to eternalize it, but I'm not that worried about that. Okay. Well, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to attack with the Hazoret this turn, so I think I'm just going to attack with both. If he wants to double block, then our Chain Whirler will finish off the other one. And he'll be going to 7, 6, and so he'll basically be dead next turn, especially with the Hazoret. So I think I'm fine with him double blocking. Because yeah, if he double blocks, we'll be able to kill one, put 1 damage on the other one, play the Chain Whirler, kill off the other one. He goes down to 7 from the Chain Whirler, then 6 from the... Or sorry, goes down to 7 from the Chain Whirler attacking, and then goes down to 6 from the Chain Whirler trigger. The only way this really backfires is if he's got some kind of counterspell to back up his... If he's got some kind of counterspell to back up his Refurbish, but he's down to 2 cards in hand. So I think I'm willing to risk it. Because he's out of 3 cards, including the card he's drawing next turn, he's got to draw... He's got to basically have 2 specific cards, which would be like a Spell Pierce and a... maybe could we have actually just killed him that turn? If we played Hazoret Abraded... I guess we actually could have just killed him, couldn't we? Because we played Hazoret and Abraded, so that was a mistake. Could have just played Hazoret, Abraded his guy, made the other one not block, and he would have been dead. Yeah, it's probably pretty low downside to doing it that way, now that I think about it. So that was a mistake, but I think we should be in okay shape here as well. So unless he's got Spell Pierce, we should be winning here. But yeah, I think I did just like basically miss lethal last turn, which is unfortunate. Alright, so I think he's just totally dead here. I mean, he's dead to our board, but let's play for the Rubbins. So yeah, we could have played Hazoret, Abraded his guy, made the other one not able to block, and then we were attacking for pretty well lethal, because he would have been taking 6-11. Yeah, he was at 10, so he would have been dead. Whoops. Alright, well, I think a few mistakes made this game, but we still got the W. So let's keep it going. Alright. Against Slicey Dicey. Speaking of dicey, this hand is pretty dicey. I think we gotta ship this. I think it's just a little bit too slow against most decks. Too much land. We don't have any 5-drops in our deck. Okay. This hand's obviously not ideal, but we'll take it. And the land on top's pretty nice. Since we're on the draw, we don't have to worry about exiling it to our Bomat Courier. Can't remember exactly how much mana my opponent had up the previous turn. I guess he had the Champion of Wits. Played the Champion of Wits, so he had like 2 mana up. So I don't know, maybe it's okay, but both lines would basically fail equally to some cheap counterspell, and I guess the line we took, he had the chance to draw the counterspell. So yeah, probably just a mistake. So we'll see what he plays here. If he plays a Scrounger, I think we'll still kill it. Maybe not. Something like a Chain Whirler, we're definitely just going to kill. Okay, he's going to play a Soulscar Mage. So Soulscar Mage not capable of crewing Heart of Kiran. Do I just want to get this out of my hand and kill his guy? I think I do. It lets me attack with Bomat Courier again. Kind of a weird draw that he's got. It also makes like a Chain Whirler on a future turn less annoying to get rid of this guy. Makes it harder for him to kill a Hazard if I draw it. So he's probably just going to, in response, kill my Bomat Courier. Sure. Alright, I think here it's fine to just play On-Crop Crasher. The thing about On-Crop Crasher, you want to make... Especially against the red decks, you don't want them to be able to kill him with shocks and stuff. Though I suspect my opponent's red-black, even though we haven't seen any such lands. Another reason to hold back Chain Whirler, obviously, is that it can kill X1s. Which, you know, we haven't seen the opponent actually do that yet. Alright, so that's not too big of a deal. So now we have to figure out exactly how we want to attack here. So we could be a little tricky here and just attack with On-Crop Crasher, not Exert. If he Cruise Heart of Kiran, we abrade it. If he blocks with Rekindling Phoenix and we get to play Chain Whirler post-combat, I think that's the play. Suspect he'll probably just Cruise Heart of Kiran, but it's very bad for him if he chooses not to do that. Be a pretty crazy block to block with Phoenix here, I think. Oh, he's gonna block. No way. He's just taking it? Wow. That's a sketchy block. I mean, it's so easy for us to have Chain Whirler here, and we, in fact, do. Because, I mean, you can't really, you're not really protecting your Heart of Kiran from removal, because I could abrade it whenever I want. You're just not making me do it. Alright, so if he wants to minus on my Goblin Chain Whirler here, then I just get to play another Chain Whirler and kill his Chandra. It's pretty good for me. Yeah, I've gotten max value out of the Chain Whirlers this game. Let's see if he's got another one. Okay, Karn I'm a little less worried about. Okay, you can have a Mountain. The Mountain actually may be helpful for him, but I am going to kill that Heart of Kiran, so I don't really want to give him another Heart of Kiran. I kind of doubt he's going to attack here. Seems like... I don't know, maybe it's okay. Karn being at 5 versus 6 probably doesn't really matter. So we know he's got Mountain in hand. So we'll go ahead and attack Karn. Abrade the Heart of Kiran. And I'll put Karn down to 2. Fortunately not to dead. But we will be getting Hazard down next turn. And able to attack with him, so that's always good. Karn will be at 2, so he can minus him, get back the Heart of Kiran. Minus 2 doesn't really seem like it's going to do anything. Alright. He could have something like a Glorybringer in his hand. But man, he'd have a pretty expensive deck if he's playing Chandra, Phoenix, Karn, and Glorybringer. It'd be a pretty far along the curve of mid-range for a red-black deck. So I don't think you really can just play all of those cards main deck, but you know, maybe in small quantities. Alright, he's just gonna reveal the top 2. He's gonna get a cycling land. So he's got Mountain and Canyon Slough in hand. And is this Glorybringer? No. Walking Ballista, I guess. Okay, Walking Ballista doesn't really matter. We're still going to be able to kill his Karn. Which is the main thing I'm worried about. We'll keep the land in hand. Well, I guess we don't kill his Karn because he can block and then shoot our Chain Whirler, but yeah, so I guess that's what's gonna happen. Still though, I'm pretty okay with it. possibly just lets this happen. And we also have just 5/9 damage, so we could just put him to 4 and let him keep the Karn. He's got a Goblin Chainwhirler and a Heart of Kiran tucked away there. Maybe I don't care about Karn. We know his hand is Mountain and Canyon Slough, I believe. Yeah, we know his hand's Mountain and Canyon Slough. Yeah, I think we just don't care about Karn. I think we'll just attack Slicey Dicey here. He's probably still going to make the same blocks. So is there any point to attacking with Soulscar Mage? If he takes 8 and goes to 5 and eats our Soulscar Mage, how annoying is that? Maybe I'll just send this guy at Karn and Hazard. Yeah, let's do it like this. I think this makes the most sense. Again, it's probably going to work out basically the same. And I don't think I want to send my Soulscar Mage in. Because this kind of makes him use his Walking Ballista now. So I don't know, maybe the Soulscar Mage could have gone in. I'm just missing a point of damage here. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and save his Karn. I'm not too worried about any of the cards underneath Karn. I kind of don't want him to have access to Chainwhirler with the Ballista, since then he could like play Mountain, pump up his Ballista, minus Karn, get the Chainwhirler, and then keep his Ballista around and kill both those guys. So I think attacking this there makes the most sense. He's going to be in pretty rough shape, because, like I said, neither of these cards really do that much. I mean, they're going to be essentially chump blocking Hazard. The only question I have is if it was wrong to leave back Soulscar Mage. I'm not sure about that. Alright, so we'll just pass. So he's going to start off with cycling the Canyon Slough. So we just have Mountain in hand, plus whatever the 2 cards he drew for this turn, and so which one? I guess I'd rather give him Unlicensed Disintegration because it just costs more. Because like he could go Braid and play like a 2-drop. We know he's got Mountain in hand, so it's really just stopping him from a 3-drop, but I mean, a Braid kills basically everything in our deck, just like Unlicensed Disintegration. So I'll give him Unlicensed Disintegration. It doesn't even have, not that the 3 life would matter, but he also doesn't have an artifact, so we're clearly the aggressor right now. Alright, so he's got a Heart of Kiran. Played his Mountain, so he just has Unlicensed Disintegration, which he's going to use right now. So we don't know anything in his hand. Alright, so we'll go ahead and pitch one of these Mountains. I think we'll just attack Karn. He's at 13, so or he's going to be going down to 6 if we attack him, but I think I'd rather just get Karn off the board, given his life total right now. And if he wants to chump block with Heart of Kiran, I mean, I don't think he's getting too far that way. Which I suspect he'll probably do. Not sure what his outs are really here, other than multiple cards. So what's he gonna get? Heart of Kiran, I guess. So try to make the same play again next turn. Again, it doesn't, not really getting him too far. You almost might as well get Chainwhirler at that point. And I got the Heart of Kiran. Sure. And he's got 2 other cards we don't know anything about. Alright, let's go ahead and pitch a mountain. Yeah, just do the same play. Maybe we can attack him now. It's getting very close to where our hazard is just lethal. Yeah, I guess we'll just attack him. I mean, I think he's going to make the same play no matter what. Going down to 4 when they've got hazard in play is pretty rough. I don't know if he's still going to make the same play. And Karn getting the worst of the top 2, or minusing to get one of these cards, just not that impressive. Alright, he's just going to do 3 damage to us for some reason. Not sure what that really accomplishes. Might as well have waited to... Like, why do that right then? He could have... If we waited till end of turn... Actually, I'm not even sure it was right to play Soulscar Mage. We gotta discard whatever we draw next turn, I guess. And this does apply some additional pressure. Alright, so you get a Cinder Barons. Not that Scrapheap Scrounger really does anything either. He's playing a Cinder Barons. So we don't know any cards in his hand. Let's see. Looks like he drew a Ballista. Drew the big boy Ballista. How much mana did he tap? Oh, I guess, yeah, no, that makes sense. For some reason I thought it should be bigger than that. Okay. So, I suppose the play here, if we play Chandra, we'll get the Prowess trigger. And then, unless he kills the Soulscar Mage in response, which might actually be his best play, you get a minus Chandra, kill his Ballista, and then send this and that. He'll kill the Chandra. I guess he'll get a chump block. No, this guy's gonna be dead. So he'll go to... We can put him either to 7. Yeah, I guess we can just put him to 7. So let's go ahead and just play Chandra, see if he wants to kill Soulscar Mage in response. Okay, it's decided that's just too much. He's in pretty rough shape pretty much the entirety of the game there. Alright, so for this matchup we bring in basically everything except for Fight with Fires. Bring in all 12 of these cards. And we'll take out 1 Hazoret. The reasoning for that is you're bringing in a bunch of expensive stuff, so it's just way less likely you're going to curve out into him and just play him on turn 4 and be able to attack, because you're likely to have some Glorybringers or Chandras or stuff stuck in your hand, so shaving 1 is generally fine. And then I also take out the X1s, because they are pretty bad against Chain Whirlers. And then I usually take out like 1 Shock, because we're bringing in the Magma Spray anyway, and the Magma Spray is better because of Scrapheap Scrounger. And I usually take out, it's a little random, but I usually take out 2 On-Crop Crushers and just leave in 1. Another reason to take out the Shock is that they don't really have that many good targets for it. Like, they generally, especially if they're boarding correctly, I mean, they're going to have Soulscar Mages, which they'll leave in, and, like, Scrapheap Scroungers and stuff. So there's not actually a ton of targets for them. They could leave in Bomat Couriers, but they probably don't even have Bomat Couriers to begin with. It does get, like, P and Alar, which is okay. So, yeah, we'll go with this. So let's see if we can get game 2 against Slicey Dicey here. Alright, how do we feel about this hand? You're kind of looking for different things in game 2 with these decks. You're not looking, obviously, for the super aggro start. You boarded out half of your 1-drops. I'm gonna keep this hand. It's a fine hand. Like, actually having a decent number of lands in hand is pretty okay. And we got a Braid for some early interaction, like if he gets a Heart of Kinra going or something. Chain Whirler should be okay. Our hand just got way better because both of these cards, especially the Chain Whirler, go up tremendously in value with the Soulscar Mage. He may not live because he's gonna have a ton of removal. It looks like he does. Oh, but he's missing a land route. So we'll just pass, nothing to do. Okay, he's got a second land. I mean, he's got a handful of spells. If he plays a Scrounger here, I think we kill it. Because we have an abundance of removal, and he doesn't have a creature in yard yet. So, I think not much reason to leave that around. Like, you could argue we get a block with the Chain Whirler on it. Which is, you know, fair enough, but... Alright, so if he's got his own Chain Whirler, we're going to have to decide what to do with this Braid. I think we're just going to attack and then play another Chain Whirler. I'll save the Braid for, I don't know, like a Glorybringer or a Heart of Kiran or something like that. I think I'm fine trading Chain Whirlers here. And if he didn't, it'd even be better if he didn't block. Because Glorybringer will be able to eventually clear up that mess. But I think it's fine to hold on to the Braid as our last piece of removal here. So if he's got a Chandra here, we're really going to want to draw a land to be able to kill it with Glorybringer, since he's probably going to minus. Okay, well that also works. Alright. So he is able to get back his Scrapheap Scrounger now that the Chain Whirler is dead, so it's worth noting. So big question we have here. I don't know why I said this. This obviously can't kill Glorybringer. I'm not sure why I was saying it could kill Glorybringer. Glorybringer's got 4 toughness, and it's not an artifact. So the only question is, do we want to exert or not? We're gonna attack for 3, put him down to 14, and then, so we're obviously playing it. He hits back for 6. That was clearly his best play. He could have Glorybringers of his own in his hand. I don't think we want... I think we just want to attack, because we get to attack him down to 10, and then to dead next turn with the other Glorybringer. So I think we can just... I think we're probably just going to win this race. He might be Lightning Striking or Abrading. Maybe even Chandra's Defeat on the Glorybringer. No, Abrading the Goblin. But that means he's not bringing back his other Scrapheap Scrounger, so... That's pretty okay. If he's got his own Glorybringer here, it's not able to kill our Glorybringer because it's a non-dragon. Yes, that's pretty gross though. Because pretty soon he's going to be able to get back his own. So we're going to save that to discard. Or he's going to be able to get back our Glorybringer, unfortunately. But he's not got much going on beyond that. So we'll discard a Mountain here. Yeah, Eldritch Reborn can actually be somewhat of a beating against our deck. It doesn't seem like this would be the matchup where you really want it. But it actually can be quite a beating. So, let's see what he's got here. Drew something. Heart of Kiran. Okay. Not too worried about Heart of Kiran, for obvious reasons. So, pretty straightforward turn here, I think. So he's going to get back Glorybringer on his turn. So there's actually maybe an argument for not... No. We're still playing our Chain Whirler. He gets to kill it. But unless he's got something else, he's still going to die to our Glorybringer because his Goblin Chain Whirler is going to put him down to 8. So he's going to have to draw pretty well here. Let's just make sure we're not dying or something stupid. So we're going to have... He's going to bring back a Scrapheap Scrounger end of turn. Get back our Glorybringer. So that's going to represent 10 damage. 11 damage when he crews the Heart of Kirin. We'll have a braid up for that though, so that's not a big deal. So I don't think there's realistically any way we die unless there's something strange. A Chandra would probably be like his best draw because then he'd be able to kill our Glorybringer. But unless he basically has to draw a way to deal with Glorybringer. So I don't want to exert here because I want my Glorybringer to be able to deal him lethal next turn. So, yeah, just hope he doesn't draw any kind of removal spell, basically. I don't know why he's... Oh, he's gonna... Yeah, obviously he's gonna bring the guy back now and crew, but that's fine, because we get to just abrade the guy pre-blocks. Could have made him tap this guy, but it doesn't really matter. So then we'll drop our Chain Whirler. He's going to get back his Glorybringer. Alright, so... But he's going to be at 4 here, so yeah, he's got to draw something to deal with this. I guess at least he'll have to exert... he'll have to exert the Glorybringer to be able to get through with his Scrap Heap Scroungers if he wants to do that. So he basically has to have drawn like Unlicensed Disintegration. That might actually just kill us on the spot, Unlicensed Disintegration. That would just kill us on the spot. Chandra would be very annoying. Wouldn't quite just kill us, but we'd probably lose. Unless we draw a Hazoret or a Glorybringer, of which we've only got 1 left in the deck. But yeah, Unlicensed Disintegration would be his best draw by far. So he's probably on relatively few outs. Oh, he gets to get back a Chandra. I don't know how I guess I forgot that gets back Planeswalkers. So it's actually somewhat awkward. Yeah, for some reason I totally forgot that gets back Planeswalkers. Whoops. I mean, not really sure what I could have done differently there, but that is a true fact. That it can get back Planeswalkers, and it did. So I guess we're not I mean, I think we're just attacking him here. We've got quite a bit of burn left in the deck that can finish him off. We'll play Soulscar Mage. I don't think killing Chandra is right. Though, yeah, it's probably not right. I mean, on the counterpoint would be we'll still have lethal for him next turn, and that gives him 1 less draw step, essentially. Okay, I guess I kind of like killing Chandra here. This, you know, obviously there's situations where this could be worse. But, like I said, it gives him 1 less draw step. He's got no blockers as it currently stands. Yeah, we'll go to 7. Unlicensed Disintegration would be pretty bad, but that's kind of always been true. Has he got something? Alright, we win the match. Just a burn spell there wouldn't have been enough because, well, maybe been enough if he drew something, but Unlicensed Disintegration would give him lethal next turn, which would be bad. But I guess he just was on blanks there. So, alright, let's keep it going. Haven't lost a game yet. Couple inaccuracies. I mean, I'm not sure this was so much an inaccuracy. I just forgot that this gets Planeswalkers, but I'm not sure. I guess I'd have to go back and look to see if there was something I would have done differently, but I don't think it would have changed anything. But yeah, I guess I'll have to remember in the future this card does actually get Planeswalkers back. Good to know. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything really would have been done too differently. You know, I mean, what else are we going to do? We're going to, I mean, what choices do we have? We're going to abrade the Heart of Kirin. We were going to attack with Glorybringer and not exert. So, definitely have to remember that in the future, but I don't think it cost us any equity, our play there. Yeah, we'll keep this end. All 1-drops. Too many, got flooded over here, but... Alright, so... Swamp, I'm assuming means... Mono black control. But it could mean some other things. Alright, no Fatal Push. Okay, no blue black control. I guess. Alright, we'll play our Soulscar Mage and then attack, and let's see if he wants to block. Pretty obvious we've got a shock here. But that's okay. So I guess blue-black mid-range. I shouldn't say blue-black control. I think it's just blue-black mid-range. That's fine. Now Chain Whirler would be the best draw. Probably. So Swamp and Chart a Course. Okay, well, ask and you will receive. Alright, let's get him. So our hand's loaded with burn here. We got 5 damage. If we just burn him down, that's 10, 12 damage. So almost certainly not going to do it. We could put him to 4 next turn. More than likely we're going to have to kill some kind of creatures. Alright, Chupacabra. He's actually got a kind of difficult decision here, how he wants to use this. Does he put it on Bomat Courier, or does he kill Chain Whirler? You probably just have to suck it up and kill Bomat Courier. But, obviously, Chain Whirler represents the most damage. Because, I mean, if we just get to restock our hand with this guy, it's just no good for him. Okay, he's going for that. So we'll have to see, depending on what we draw next turn, it's possible we'll just like empty our hand so that we can just reload with Bomat Courier. He's at a relatively high life total, which annoys me. Sure what he's taking his time on. Alright. So. I think what we'll do is definitely going to shock this guy and play the other Bomat Courier. And then, since we're not going to be able to leave up the... if we play Lightning Strike, we're not going to be able to leave up Bomat Courier. I don't really want to risk losing it, so we'll just attack him for 4 down to 12 and have the option to reload with our Bomat Courier if we need to. Something like the Scarab God, if you play Scarab God, could be kind of annoying. Alright, he's got Glint Sleeve Siphoner. 2 Glint Sleeve Siphoners. So I think we'll just kill 1 on the instep here. probably draw. Okay, that's a pretty solid draw. So we'll attack him for 5 here, put him down to 7. And I think we'll just probably draw 5 cards right now with this Bomat Courier. Obviously after damage still. I think there's enough things, because we also have a land drop that we can make this turn. So I think there's enough things we can draw that it's just worth doing now. Okay, so I think we'll just play Soulscar Mage here. I don't think he really plays any sweepers. See if he wants to draw a card. He's a little low on life over there, but he might have to. All right, he's going to. Now, if he's got something like a Scarab God in hand, I'm not sure what that would mean for us. Looks like he's still missing lands. Okay, that's a pretty solid draw. So we'll play our Earthshaker Kenra. And should have way lethal here, and with the shock to back it up. But we'll make him make the first move. We don't need to use our shock because we're presenting 7 damage here. Alright, so he's going to exile that guy. If we shock... I mean, shocking him... I guess shocking that's better, but he's gonna die if we shock whatever. So... Because he's gonna go to 4, go back up to 6, and take 4, 6, 7, so he's dead. Yep. So we win. Alright, so against blue-black, much the same as we do against other matches. We're bringing in the big guys. I'm unsure about Fight with Fire and Aethersphere Harvesters. I don't think you want the Aethersphere Harvesters, and I don't think you want the Abrades. But I think we want these cards. So, I mean, the only argument for Fight with Fire is it does kill Scarab God, which, honestly, just a 5-mana 5/5 is quite a roadblock to our deck. And even though Fight with Fire is just going to put it back in their hand, sometimes you just kind of need that way to punch through, especially on the draw. I don't think we're going to want all of them. I don't know. I don't think we want any. Because we're going to have Glorybringers to fly over. You know, you can chain Chandra. It's pretty easy when you have Chandra in play to chain something else into them. Like Chandra plus a Chain Whirler can clear the way. We've got On-Crop Crashers to break through. So I think we'll take out... They're probably taking out Glint-Sleeve Siphoners. Maybe we do want the Abrade just as a way to deal with the 2/3s. Alright, so we'll take out a Hazard as usual. I think we'll take out... Yeah, we'll definitely take out 1 Shock. Maybe we'll take out Bomat Couriers. I think the Kenras are still good. So we'll take out 4 Bomat Couriers. Even could possibly shave down more on Shocks. Because like I said, he's going to take out the 2/1. He's going to still have Chupacabras. He's still going to have Champion of Wits most likely. So I think the Shocks are going to be good. Just having the 1-mana interaction is nice. So I'm not sure what the last 2 cards that come out here are. I think On-Crop Crash are still pretty good against them. We're taking out these. Could actually just shave on some Abrades, actually. Maybe I'll shave an Abrade and a Shock. It's a little bit random, but I don't think I need a million pieces of removal. I mean, we're still going to have 6 pieces of removal for the Gifted Aetherborn. And plenty of other ways to get around it. This looks like a good hand to me. Not amazing, but it's fine. But my Couriers I board out because it's so unlikely they're going to be able to attack on turn 2 against him. And that's pretty weak if they can't attack on turn 2. Don't really care if he wants to Fatal Push my guy here. Looks like he doesn't have it. So if he's got a Gifted Aetherborn, I probably just have to abrade it. Yeah. It's going to be doing me no favors if that guy stays in play. So next turn we're going to play one of our 2-drops plus Soulscar Mage. I guess unless we draw like a Chain Whirler. Then we might not, especially if he plays like a Champion of Wits. Alright, Chart a Course. Not too worried about that. I think I have seen these decks like turn into a Gifted Aetherborn. Or not, God Pharaoh's Gift. Wrong gift. Alright, let's see if he hit his... Okay, so we do have a Chain Whirler. I think I'll wait though, and we'll just play the 2-drop and the 1-drop, and it'll be Kari Zev and Soulscar Mage. Let's see if he wants to Fatal Push this guy right now. Wouldn't be crazy if he has Fatal Push to Fatal Push here, because, you know, we're going to be on 3 mana, so it looks like he's got Nada. Chupacabra would be a pretty likely one to come down next turn. Which will get our poor Kari Zev. So he gets nothing. The card's not that good against this. We're Laws of Creatures. So we know he doesn't have Fatal Push. He could have Cast Down. I mean, obviously he could have drawn Fatal Push this turn, but he certainly would, if he had it previous to this turn, he would have used it there. Alright. So, I think we just drop our Chain Whirler here. We get attack with Kari Zev. He's not really going to have any blocks. Well, I guess he could double block and kill our Kari Zev. Which I guess I'm fine with. Am I fine with that? Not sure. That's getting too much better. Yeah, because he does get a double block here. So I'm basically trading Kari Zev for this 0-1 and 2 points of damage. I mean, I'll just wait. I just don't think I like that double block. Yeah, let's just wait. It doesn't really seem that favorable to me. Looks like he's perhaps stuck on mana here. Maybe leaving up... possibly leaving up his Vraska's Contempt for our Glorybringer. We'll just jam here, not much else to do. See if he wants to have Vraska's Contempt to Kari Zev right now. I guess he's going to do that. It's fine by me. Probably just chump block. I mean, what's this guy gonna do more than chump block? I guess he can chump block Glorybringer in the future. I don't think I'll play around any kind of sweeper here. I don't think those decks are generally gonna play Bontu's Last Reckoning or something like that. Alright, so Scarab God's one that realistically could come down, but it wouldn't be too bad as long as we draw land. Since we've got Glorybringer plus Soulscar Mages. Many Soulscar Mages. Unfortunately, Billy doesn't stack. But yeah, I think we draw land. If he plays Scarab God and we draw land, then we'll Glorybringer, attack. Not doing that, so I guess he didn't have Scarab God or has another Vraska's Contempt or something. Alright, well, I'm gonna run out this guy. Might just get Vraska's Contempted. That's alright. And the only question is, do we just jam with everything? because he does get to make this block. I think we can just jam with everything here. Now, say he Vraska's Contempts here. That'd be the worst case scenario. Gets to eat one of these guys. He's still taking 3, 5, 6 down to 5. If he doesn't have Vraska's Contempt, he's going to chump block the Kitesail Freebooter on Hazard, because certainly that Freebooter is never doing anything more than that. That is the best and greatest use of Freebooter. So if he doesn't do that, I assume he's got Vraska's Contempt. Okay, it clearly has Vraska's Contempt now. So he's going to take 3. Yeah. Hopefully out of Vraska's Contempts now, and so our Glorybringer will be able to get through. Let's see if it's Scarab God coming down now. Alright, there's our boy. Let's see if we draw a land. To a shock. I think we'll just slam with the team here. If he wants to, like, block like this, basically, unless he puts us on shock exactly, I don't think it makes sense for him. If he's going to block, he's probably going to block Chain Whirler. I guess on the other hand, he might block here. Yeah, I think we just slam with the team here. If he blocks Kinra, that's kind of the most annoying. And like the most logical of annoying things he could do. Okay, so he's not interested in doing that. So he can take 5, 7... 5, 7, 9. Put him to 1. So he's leaving himself dead to a Lightning Strike here. I guess he's going to gain the 1 life off that, so he wouldn't quite be dead to a Lightning Strike. So we could basically just shock that guy. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Save our Kinra. And then he's taking 7 down to 3. Because if we shock him, it's only saving 1 life anyway. Because he's going to get the lifelink off that guy. So it's like, do we want to deal 1 more damage and lose our Kinra, or deal 1 less damage and keep a Kinra on the board? I think that's fairly easy. So now he's going to be at 3. He will potentially be able to, you know, get something back with Scarab God. But I think that's probably going to be too slow. Alright, so he's not doing that. He's either hoping to draw something or has something decent to do. Like, Scarab God last turn was a pretty weak play, so I don't know if he's going to have too much more. Alright, so he's just dead to... No, he's not just dead to... He can chump block, or actually he can just trade the Freebooter for our Glorybringer if we draw land. Okay, what does Chandra do? So if we Chandra minus attack with everything, he gets like block, this standing in for the 4/4, gain 4. I don't think that's going to work. So I think we just Chandra plus put him to 1 and make him do something next turn. He can make the freebooter into a... so he's probably going to make a Gifted Aetherborn next turn and then like attack with it to gain some life. This one could still be close. Yeah, he's going to make Gifted Aetherborn here because he wants to be able to keep up the surprise freebooter. He gets to do a scry here. Put on bottom. I'm sure he's going to attack with at least the 4/4. He may also attack with Scarab God. Attacking with the 2/3 doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So he's going to first strike that down. He's already got a Gifted Aetherborn in his yard. So I'll just block here. And Chandra can go to 1. I don't think he's going to have some way to pump his guy or deal damage to Chandra. So let's just go for that. Okay, so he wanted to, I guess, trigger that ability. So he's at 5 now. I guess he's just gonna right now. Get back Chain Whirler. So he just dies. Oh, he gets to kill Chandra, right? Okay. That's definitely a game. He is dead to a land, though. He's dead to a land, yeah. Land. No, it's not a land. Unfortunately, it's not a land. We might be losing this one here. We just missed too many turns of drawing a land. If we drew a land right there, we could attack, exert, kill that, and then the Glorybringer plus 1 damage is getting through. I'm pretty sure we're just going to lose now. I think. It's had too many turns for Glorybringer to be good. Not Glorybringer, Scarab God. I can't talk. Did I mention that? I can't talk. I don't know how to talk. It's the Scry 2 now. Yeah, I don't see really how we can close this one out. So we put 1 on top, 1 on bottom. He's got Field of Ruin. Why would he keep Field of Ruin? Oh, I guess that gives him 2 activations of Scarab God. Yeah. Fair enough. Alright, he's getting aggressive here. Yeah, I think we're just dead here. We'll make him agonize over attacks, but don't think unless he makes some crazy misplay that it's going to matter. He's going to attack with him as well. I guess we'll Abrade the Scarab God and block it. That way he's got to like do all of his activations now. But even if he doesn't activate it, he's probably fine. So he's going up to 9, so just Glorbringer's not going to be enough. But yeah, I'll probably just get a gifted Aetherborn and a freebooter, I would imagine. Maybe just 2 gifted Aetherborns would be plenty good. So he's going to be going up to 9, so the Glorbringers alone are not really going to do it. Alright, so he's getting an Aetherborn. If he didn't have the freebooter in his yard, could have considered something like block this and abrade our own guy. Alright, he's just getting 2 Aetherborns. Scarab God's gonna go back to his hand. Yeah, I think we're way dead here. Okay, so do we want to change anything up? The Aethersphere Harvesters do get through those ground stalls decently. I still don't think we want them though. So yeah, I think we'll just go with what we got. Hope for the best on the play here. I would like to play first. I don't think you can keep this hand. Also can't keep this hand. He's mulliganing as well. It's the only good news. This hand's pretty awful, but you gotta keep it. I think we bottom that. Guess I'll top it and just hope like underneath it's a land or something. But yeah, pretty miserable spot. Gonna be hard to win unless he's got a really bad draw that just doesn't come together. Even just gifted Aetherborn here is going to be almost certainly too much to handle. Yeah, looks like that's what that is. I can't concede quite yet, unfortunately, as much as I would like to. But we're pretty dead here. I just have to hope he like doesn't have blue mana the whole game or something. Which, maybe it doesn't. Okay, that's step 1. Okay, land's actually quite a good draw there. Let's go ahead and attack. We'll play Chain Whirler and shock this guy. Does let him Fatal Push, which would be a card that would make a lot of sense to be in his hand, but we're gonna have to live with it. Don't think our shock's getting better. And I mean, if we draw land, we've got 2 Glorbringers ready to go. Probably has Fatal Push ready to go right now, I'd assume. Yeah. Alright, well, game plan is hope he doesn't draw blue mana. Alright, looks like game plan is working. Alright. Could be doing it. He's actually just dead next turn. Vraska's Contempt is something that's, you know, he very possibly has. I don't think we exert here. More of a game than I thought it was going to be. Another Chupacabra? Okay. Let's see if we can draw something decent here. Let's just attack him. See if he wants to chump block. He does. So I think we'll just pass here. Right, so we got Scarab God coming down now. Do. Alright, so number of draws that get us there. Don't think we need to launch this off into turn or anything. That will do it. Alright, well, did not expect to win that one from the outset. Even still have all these. I mean, definitely we're a deck that punishes any kind of stumbles. I mean, we drew perfectly, right? We kept a 2-lander with 2 Glorybringers, and we got to play our Glorybringer and Chain Whirler totally on curve. Well, that pretty much worked out perfectly. Not sure if opponent's currently typing up an angry message to me. Not sure why people get angry about this. Like, what am I supposed to do? Not play my own Crop Crasher? Like, did I get lucky? Yes, I did get lucky, in fact. Did you get unlucky? Yeah, you got unlucky. Okay, well, I should have thought better of my opponent. He did not want to... Did not have any bitterness to send my way. Right. Looks like we're not getting an opponent. Thought we were getting an opponent. It was snatched out of our hands. He or she was snatched out of our hands. Does anyone believe that you actually get increased matchmaking priority? I don't believe it. I think you just go back in the queue like everyone else. That's what I think. Alright, looks like we got a match now. Up against Sugawara 24. Let's see what we're playing against so far. We've had a pretty good variety today, I think. This looks like a keep, even though the window is super small. Pull up that chat. Alright, he mulliganed. We will not be mulliganing. I mean, it's a little land heavy for our game 1 purposes, but you'd be out of your mind to mulligan 1, 2, 3 in a mono red deck. Come on. Especially when your opponent mulligans a 6. Come on. Alright, so up against most likely the mirror. Now, there's some argument for leaving back Bomat Courier to block here, but I think there's like too many things that go wrong with it for that really to be a good option. We'll have Carry Zab to block next turn. But, I mean, he could just be a curving out into Kendra or just a shock or something like that. The argument would be that his Bomat Courier is better because it's going to have, you know, half a card more under it. On the other hand, we also just can Chain Whirler it in a few turns, hopefully before he has the opportunity to really profitably crack it. And, like I said, Kari Zev's going to be able to block it, so... all those things considered, I attacked. I always convince myself to attack. Recently turned on that sweet foil animation. Which I have to say, I don't know, couldn't they have done a little bit better with the foil animation? Like it's just like a line moving across the card. Maybe I asked too much. Alright, so he's gonna shock our guy, so I guess may as well have attacked since he's doing it anyway. Looks like he's got no other play. Let's play Kari Zev here. Let's see what he's got. Soulscar Mage. Is he gonna attack? No. Soulscar Mage attack would be a little scary there, because threaten another shock. Let's just go ahead and play our Chain Whirler, and we'll attack now. So he's missing land drops. Alright, so let's see if he's got his Chain Whirler. His Chain Whirler is not as good as ours, because ours... well, that's actually arguable. Because his has got to put counters on ours. But let's go ahead and Braid. I think we'll just play Kendra now. Hope he doesn't have another Chain Whirler, but it's possible. He's going to be taking 6 here. Down to 9. And we'll have Crasher to maybe finish things off next turn, because that'll be 9 points of damage. Alright, so... assume he's not making any kind of attack here. We're going to make him chump block if we want next turn. If we draw a land, we do kill him. Okay, play the Crasher and concede. Alright, so we are in probably close to, not, I'm sure he's probably playing the 23 lands, but basically the mirror. Probably 70 card mirror, I bet. So we don't really want the, I guess you do want the Abrade, because a lot of people bring in either Sphere Harvester. You don't need the Magma Spray though, the shocks are better, and you don't want to load up too many shocks, because they're generally going to be boarding out their little guys, and so there's not actually a ton of targets left for them, which I think I've probably mentioned before. So anyway, here is how we generally board. We take out a Hazoret, we take out all of our X1s, and then we forget what the last 2 cards are we take out. Oh yeah, it's 2 on-crop Crashers. That's generally how I board here. I'll admit, leaving the 1 on-crop Crasher in is pretty random, but I don't think you want a million shock type effects. I think 4 is enough. So yeah, let's do it. Certainly shocks are bad against the way we board. I don't think we have a crazily substandard way of boarding. Substandard? Non-standard? Alright, this looks like a fine hand to me. Again, you're not necessarily looking for the most aggressive hand possible, especially on the draw in the mirror. Alright, so he kept in Bomat Courier. We've got the Chain Whirler to punish him, so let's hope that works out. And we've also got just Kari Zev to punish him, to some extent. Though, he should be chock full of removal. I think we will play Kari Zev here. He's only got 1 mana open right now, which means, unless he's got Chandra's Defeat, he's unlikely to be able to kill it right now, so he'll have to use his turn next turn to do it. So I don't think he's got a shock in hand. He wouldn't have been F6 there if he had a shock. Might have a Chain Whirler here. He'll play it pre-combat, then he can slam with both. But then hopefully we get a... Okay. So we'll have to decide if he wants to pitch his hand. If we draw land here. Let's please draw land. Please land. Land, please. We're up to 25 lands post-board, so we got a lot of lands that we can draw, though. We're less than 50% to draw land at this point. 23 out of 51. But come on, we're due, right? Yeah, you'd have to decide if he wants a new hand with... Alright, I think I would drew land. Alright, looks like he's F6, so he just lost his Bomat Courier. So I guess he was just sure that he really wanted his hand. Alright, I'm fine with this development. So I think I'll just Lightning Strike the Chain Whirler. And I guess I want to attack. It's not actually obvious if I want to attack. Maybe it's not even obvious that I want to Lightning Strike that right now. Let's just pass. We're definitely playing the control in this current game. Alright, so do we just want to Lightning Strike the Soulscar Mage so our guys don't shrink? I think that's reasonable. We got a lot of removal. He gets to get in with his 3/3 if he wants, but I think that's kind of okay. Alright, so we've got some options now. I think I'll just pass. And we'll use Instance to some effect on his turn. Alright. So we can actually save our guy if we want, which I think we'll do. Just shrink his guy. That was bad. I should have let this first Prowess trigger resolve. Okay, he had Chandra's defeat, so it doesn't matter. But I should have let the first Prowess trigger resolve. In case to play around shock. And I will trade here if he wants to attack. Alright, he does not. Alright, land is not bad. I've got to decide exactly what I want to do with it. I think we probably would have heard about an Ether Sphere Harvester. Not that he can't draw one. So we could go Chandra, Abrade his guy. I think I like that better than Chandra minus just because it's so much more likely our Chandra is going to stay in play then. So I think I will do that. It's pretty sucky for us if he draws a Ether Sphere Harvester, but not all decks even play those. And I think we can safely attack here. If he plays Land Hazoret, it's pretty awkward. Because we actually will be able to defend our Chandra the next turn. Alright, I'm just not going to attack. Hazoret's a card that's like pretty good chance it's in his hand. A lot of times you don't want to chump block in this situation. Alright, so he does have Hazoret, so we made the right play. At least the right play, given what he's got. Alright, well, let's go ahead and play a land. We're going to basically play Hazoret no matter what, but... Yeah, let's just play a land. Let's just exile top here. Even if we hit Glorybringer, we're not playing it. And I think I will play my land. Not sure why. Now I'll keep my land in hand. Alright, so we got a Hazoret. His Hazoret is... I mean, we do have to watch out for it just clocking us, but it's just going to concede. Can't just concede there, bro. That's premature. That's premature. All right, so we are 8-1 in games so far. So let's head into the finals here, see if we can get that 5-0 trophy. Be nice. I think that was a premature concession, though, by our opponent. Because, I mean, this is a big brick wall. I mean, definitely we were way favored, because we're basically drawing 2 cards a turn with Chandra, and, you know, eventually you're going to ultimate Chandra, all that good stuff. But, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, who's in bad shape? Come on, you're giving up like 10% win equity there, you know? You can't be giving up your 10%. All right, so into round 5. Seeing if we can get that trophy. All right, so here we go. Up against Shofo89. We got a fine opener, so I'll keep it. Again, little hand heavy, but you just can't be mulliganing hands like this too often. Four lands is all you need game 1. Like, you really don't need more. I guess sometimes you do need the 5th, 6th land for a Kenra, but other than that. Alright, so it looks like we're probably up against Esper Control here. Pretty straightforward, I think, these turns here. Getting down the pressure. Yeah, always lead with Bomat Courier, I'd say. I mean, I'm sure you could find an exception. If they lead with a 1-mana 1/2, you're going to lead with the Soulscar Mage, I suppose. But very good chance this guy is meeting some untimely end. That's all right, though. If he's got a Seal Away, he's going to have to choose what he's going to put it on. He's got nothing. All right, so next turn, obviously, we got to worry about Settle the Wreckage. So I think what we'll do here is just... We're not going to attack with everything. I don't think we want to attack with Bomat Courier. I think we want to attack with these 2. He's probably got to snap off Settle the Wreckage if he's got it. If he snaps off Settle the Wreckage, then we get to play Hazard it. I want to save my Bomat Courier for greater things. I'll just play like Soulscar Mage and pass. Probably just gonna get Wrath now. But if we get Wrath, then we get to drop a Hazard most likely. Or is he casting out something? Okay, he's just gonna draw 2. Maybe it wasn't right to even play the Soulscar Mage there, because it's basically just another thing that's gonna get Wrathed away. Maybe we should have... I'm not sure. Hard to play against blue-white's cards here. So they put one bottom, one top. I would assume a Wrath would be coming down rather quickly here. But maybe it's a Teferi instead. They play a lot more Teferis than they play Wraths. It's probably a Wrath. Teferi. I don't mind Teferi that much. So I'm not really putting him on a Essence Scatter here. He's had several draw steps since he didn't counter this, so it's not that hard. But I guess we'll see. Obviously, the Essence Scatter doesn't, or even Hazard, we don't get to attack with. He would have Wrath there if he had it, I'm almost positive. So I think we just go ahead and do this. And not really a big deal if he does Essence Scatter this, because that's going to protect our Hazard. Alright. So then we'll just swing 5 at Teferi and 1 at him, put him to 8. I think it's better than putting him to 3. Just letting them untap with Teferi is no good. If he's playing Teferi there, it's a pretty desperate spot. We'll have to consider if he does Wrath, if we want to pop Bomat Courier. Again, I think he would have just pulled the trigger on Wrath last turn. It would really not make a lot of sense. Especially, well, I guess he has to Essence Scatter there, even if he's got Wrath in hand, because of the fact that it's lethal. Does he have a draw step effect? What would the draw step effect be? Fatal Push that guy on my draw step. I think we'll do it. Even though we lose our Hazard, I think getting the other cards is worth it. Alright, so how are we gonna attack here? I think we just attack with like 2 guys. And play like Kari Zev. Basically got to be Settle the Wreckage here. I want to get all 3 guys Settle the Wreckage. He's just taking it. So he doesn't have Gear Hulk. I don't think he would have done that play if he had Gear Hulk. Wouldn't he have probably played Gear Hulk instead of using 1 mana instead of 6? He would have Wrath last turn. He's probably just sitting on a bunch of counter spells, I would imagine. He's gonna pass here, I think. It's a little weak. I mean, Kari Zev's really not doing that much, so he's gonna like Glimmer here, I guess. And he's gonna put 2 cards on bottom. That's what I like to see. Let's see if he hit a Fatal Push. All right. Another Teferi coming down. You could have Teferi plus Settle up. These decks don't even necessarily play Settle main deck, so I might be playing around something he doesn't have. Though you never know. A lot of times they're just basically splashing Teferi. I've played this deck before. A version of this deck, anyway. So I might be outplaying myself here. Alright, that's not a bad draw. I think I'll play Bomat Courier. We'll just swing with everything here. I just don't think he's got Settle, but could be proven wrong. A little unfortunate if he does. He might have a Gear Hulk. Does he have Settle? Not sure what the issue is with casting the spell. All right. So we'll let that happen. Let's play our Crasher. Let's see if he wants to counter this or something, and then we can Lightning Strike him if he does. Alright, so that'll be enough. Okay, so probably we're playing around Settle the Wreckage there when we didn't have to, but it's a tricky thing, you don't know. Now, the other mindfuck begins of, are they going to have Lyra? I don't think the Esper decks are going to have Lyra. So I don't think we want to bring those in. I think we want some number of Abrades, not 4, because they will have the Gear Hulks. Probably just 2 Abrades. And then we can definitely just cut a bunch of burn, like the 4 Shocks and the 3 Lightning Strikes. I usually board out one of the Hazards because I mentioned they kind of clog up your hand, but in this matchup, they're so likely to die because they have so many exile effects. Vraska's Contempt, you know, counter spells, they don't exile it, but they get rid of it. If we see Settle the Wreckages and we lose, then we'll bring in Fight with Fires, because those are good against Fight with Fire, because sometimes you can just tin them. Though it's really not like an amazingly good plan, because like they'll have counter spells and stuff, so you can't just assume your 9-drop's gonna resolve. But yeah, I think we'll go with this list here. Alright, this looks like an okay hand. It's not amazing, but I don't think it's mulliganable. Land is okay. Be nice to draw a 2-drop of some kind. But we've only got like 6, so not that likely. We'll see what land he wants to play this turn. Ooh, he's missing a land drop. So I think we'll just play Aethersphere Harvester here. He's less likely to have something to counter it. Like, namely Essence Scatter is the card I'm thinking of. And so this is just going to let him use his mana a little less efficiently. If he missed another land drop, then alright, he's going to blink of an eye the Harvester. I don't really care that much about that. I think we just play Chandra here. He doesn't have Disallow up, so it's a very good chance she resolves. I don't think he's going to have Negates in. Probably heard about Negate with our Aethersphere Harvester anyway. And then we'll just plus and plus for mana, that is, and play Kari Zev. But I guess we might as well attack first. Let's do the. Let's see if he wants to do something with that fella, and then we'll plus for mana and get Kari Zev down. And this being Essence Scatter wouldn't surprise me too much. All right. So his draw is pretty terrible. Let's go ahead and do this and exile the top. See what we hit. All right, I'll play it. Looks like he's F6'd. All right. I guess I made a mistake. Well, maybe not. Maybe I should have played the Harvester first, but I'm not worried about Essence Scatter now since he's evidently F6'd, so I'm just going to play the Chain Roller. At least it seemed like he was F6'd. And no sweepers coming down, so I'd rather have the Chain Roller and play than not. But yeah, I think that's going to do it. All right, we got that trophy. So yeah, mono red, it's a good deck. It's not a flashy deck, it's not a sexy deck, but it's a damn good deck. I think it's got pretty much game against like the whole format. Show me my trophy. And then of course the most exciting part. First of all, I think that gives me, if I'm not mistaken, I'm now up to 35 QPs. So whenever the next Mox is, I'll be able to compete in that. But most importantly, this is what it's all about, right? Let's see what we get in those sweet, sweet treasure chests. Sweet alternate art, Crucible of Worlds. That Engineer Explosives is probably worth some money. Leovold's probably worth some money. Let's see what we're working with here. I know this is everyone's most favorite part of the video. Holy smokes, $112. Well, on this one side at least. Yeah, some pretty sweet pickups there. I gotta sell the Wreckage, not bad. Standard playable. Got a land, standard playable. Leovold's probably worth something. Let's see what Leovold's worth. $12.79, not bad. I will take it. I assume the Crucible's not worth anything, but you never know. $30, okay. This is like, I don't know if this numbers are actually right or not. It's just one site saying them, and they're out of stock on these, so the numbers may not be right, but I'm pretty happy with that. So, good to get that trophy. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I will see you on the next one. I got a big PTQ tomorrow. I'm playing on Moto. I'll be streaming it on my Twitch channel, so if you don't follow me on Twitch, maybe check me out there. And catch you next time, guys.